Nope.
No!
I'm locking the door.
No, please!
No, you're stuck. They want Asmon to stop doing what he's doing.
Okay.
Right? And my whole point is, Asmon even said this himself, he will never stop, okay? But what happens is when you do that, other people end up suffering because of it. All that said, he's still gonna do Asmongold things. He ain't gonna stop.
Do you want my,
He's gonna do it tomorrow,
he's
gonna do it the next day.
Do you want my honest opinion on this?
Yes.
I don't hate anybody. I have no drama with anybody. I don't wish any drama.
Well, boys, today is tomorrow, and the cockroach, Asmongold, is in the news for today because the other day, two streamers, NMPLOL and Cinna, basically were discussing how Asmongold has been spiraling, and this spiral has basically negatively affected many of its members and costing people jobs. Like actual people that work for OTK and also for other, sponsorships and stuff. He has been costing people their livelihood because of the things he has said. And the community that Asmongold has fostered over the past few years is essentially just toxic, and this whole situation basically proves the point of how Asmongold's community is making other people, members of OTK, suffer for his actions. And basically, Cinna was telling NMPLOL that, hey, just let you know, I don't think it's fair that Asmongold gets to freely say whatever he wants whenever he works for an organization that actually employs people and their livelihood is at stake and they're legitimately losing money because Asmongold can't shut the fuck up. But of course, the multi-millionaires ruling over their employees really don't give a fuck, right? NMPLOL doesn't care if his employees live or die. Trust me, that man really doesn't care. Miskiff does not care. OTK really doesn't care about their employees, right? They're just like any other organization, any other company. Just as long as they make their money at the end of the day and have their little events that boost all their numbers, that's the only thing they really care about. Because they all protect Asmongold. For some reason, none of them go against him. They all try their best to protect him, even though Asmongold will literally be like, I don't think black people deserve to have high-paying jobs. You know what? I really don't believe that. And then Nick will be like, Asmongold, funny clip. He's just farming, boys. He's just farming racial divide. Oh my God, he's just farming it. And then Emeru could probably hear this man say, I hate Chinese. I hate China. I hate the Chinese guy. I hate Chinese people. She can literally hear that, and somehow she would be like, what do you want me to do? Stop being friends with Asmongold? Like, yeah, he's just farming racism against people like me for, the way we look, or, for the actions of our government that we have no control over. Like, oh my God, like, you guys, what do you guys want me to do? It's just Asmongold. I'm like, what, you want me to stop being friends with a racist? I don't know. If you enjoyed it, yo, that's up to you. I'm just saying.
Wouldn't let that shit happen to me though.
So everyone for a while has been calling out Asmongold that aren't in OTK, right? A lot of other streamers, a lot of other viewers, a lot of other Twitter, subreddit, everyone else that is online. Trust me, the people that are gonna be like, oh, those are just chronically online people. What do you think Asmongold is? He is being criticized by his peers. But obviously, someone, a big streamer that is actually in the end on OTK, actually decided, you know what? Can we actually talk about this way quick? Hold on, wait a minute, boys. This isn't making any sense. Hold up. You guys are literally just allowing this man to ruin your organization because he has a inflated viewership and brings some kind of, I guess, value to the organization, even though he's also devaluing it, both at the exact same time. Now, obviously, we're talking about Cinna because she was basically talking with NMPLOL, and Nick basically was trying his best to downplay all the Asmongold hate, right? You know Nick. That boy loves his little Massa Asmon, all right? Massa Asmon bring prosperity to Nick. Nicholas will never go again at Massa Asmon, all right? Massa Asmon, good for Nick. So Cinna kind of stumbled into drama, all right? She stumbled into it. She didn't mean for it to happen because basically she put everything into perspective that Nick was trying to defend, all right? Asmongold is costing OTK members their sanity and money. Not metaphorically, literally. They have actively lost sponsorships and other money because Asmongold, for some reason, loves, his political streams. And there's nothing wrong with political streams, but some of the things that this man would be spewing, all right? I get it if you want to be conservative. That's one thing. If you want to be conservative, you can be a smart conservative. You can be like, hey, man, I believe we should, do X, Y, and Z for the country only. We shouldn't spend the X, Y, and Z over there, all right? Makes sense. But some of the things like the Palestine things that he was saying and other bullshit that he was spewing, and whenever it comes down to games, you can tell this man has never touched a woman. I'm pretty sure Pink Sparkles got free advertisement off this boy. She didn't even allow him to touch a damn titty. That boy to this day still thinks that she was with him for his dashing good looks. But yeah, Cinna basically was putting into perspective the situation that OTK is in, with Asmongold being part of it, and how Nick is defending a guy that is actively losing legitimate employees that just want to go to work, do their job, go home. People that are actively trying their best to help out the organization and, you know, uplift the organization. They are losing jobs because Asmongold can't shut up. And for some reason, Nick and most of OTK wants to defend him.
There's this sentiment going on Reddit that I said that like LSF causes OTK to lose sponsors, right?
Oh, please get me out of this clip.
Nope.
No!
I'm locking the door.
No, please!
No, you're stuck.
Oh my god, no, I didn't know you were gonna go
Yep,
here.
we're going here because I'm tired of seeing it.
Okay.
So that whole thing was taken out of, you can't leave.
The door's actually locked. Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry.
Girl, so that whole thing is not what I said, okay? My whole thing about that was the intended effect of what people there try to do with like emailing sponsors doesn't have the intended effect that they want. Because the intended effect is what, no, you can't leave, stay in the slip.
Okay.
They want Asmon to stop doing what he's doing.
Okay.
Right? And my whole point is, Asmon even said this himself, he will never stop, okay? But what happens is when you do that, other people end up suffering because of it, not Asmon. That guy does not give a fuck.
Okay, but he should suffer.
But he's never going to.
I think he
is
should.
the roach king. He does not care.
He should care.
But he doesn't. And people think we haven't told him not to say some things in the past. He doesn't give a fuck.
Okay, but no, do you know what you're missing in wording about that though is that if he doesn't care, then I think that a different conversation needs to be had with his actions. Do you know what I mean? Because he's being so out of pocket.
What conversation?
You know.
How can you stop him?
I think
there's one person that can stop Asmongold.
And it's him.
No, it's Twitch.
I think that it's him.
But he obviously, if he chooses, he can. But he's not going to.
That's like 5 hate threats you just added.
No, but seriously, speak freely. If Asmongold was never in OTK, we had nothing to do with him, because people are like, "Oh, Emmy, why do you even talk to him?" Right? All that said, he's still gonna do Asmongold things. He ain't gonna stop.
Yeah, but okay.
He ain't gonna stop. He's gonna do it today. He's gonna do it tomorrow. He's gonna do it the next day.
Do you want my honest opinion on this?
Yes.
Okay. I think that when you are tied to, for example, right? If I had like 5 employees, right? And I'm saying a bunch of crazy shit, and it cost those employees their job.
Yeah.
At what point is my like yes, I can be as unhinged as I want, right? But the people who are affected by it are allowed to be mad at me for being that unhinged, and eventually.
Agreed.
Should either be fully disconnected from me or like say, hey, I'm not willing to be around this. Because again, and this is like a personal thing, I don't hate anybody, I have no drama with anybody, I don't wish any drama with anybody, right? However, I know when certain things that I don't agree with morally are going on, I'm just gonna be like, hey, I'm good. You know what I mean? Versus like, and I think that that's where people are misunderstanding what you're saying, if that makes sense. Because they're taking a portion of what you're saying and then being like, well, he's saying that it's not really his fault, it's the people's fault, when in reality...
I never said that. It literally starts at the top, of course.
Right, but
if Asmon didn't say things, then X wouldn't happen.
That's where I think the disconnect is coming from, if that makes sense.
So as you guys can hear, that was a pretty adult conversation about how, you know, a lot of people think that Nick and everyone is protecting Asmongold, and how somehow people on Reddit and Twitter and all over social media talking about OTK and their association with Asmongold are basically getting the wrong perspective somehow. We all have the wrong perspective somehow whenever we criticize OTK for keeping, you know, Asmongold on. Now, I don't know about you guys. If I was a multi-millionaire like all the OTK members, I would cut this guy like a damn rock. I don't need him. They don't need him. Somebody tells me that he's just a friend, right? I understand that at the end of the day, Asmongold at one point was a really great friend to these guys, right? He probably helped them all out a lot. He probably did things for them. He probably helped them out, right? But at the end of the day, this man is becoming deader and deader weight, right? Don't get me wrong, I've had friends that I've had to cut off. We've all had to. That's literally life. That's literally growing up. Just because they were good to you at one point doesn't mean they're gonna be good to you in the future. If Asmongold touched one of the kids inappropriately, would they keep him on? Like, oh my god, it was just an Asmongold-ism. Come on, boys. It's just an Asmongold-ism. Like, he's negatively affecting these people. Nick is out here being negatively affected. Emeru's being negatively affected by him. Literally, OTK as a whole is being negatively affected by him because he won't shut up about topics that he has no idea about, by the way. For some reason, this man is like a top news source, top political source on Twitch, but he doesn't have a political science degree. The man literally does not do research at all. His research is,
oh my god, boys, today, like, I went on to Twitter and I saw this news source from a actually unverified source. Boys, they were talking about how Trump is gonna deport every person that is gay. If you even thought about a dick in your ass, you're gonna get fucking deported, boys. It is a win. Big W's for Big Trump, big W's for Big Trump, boys. We are actually so back.
and you want to know the sad part about this is the man probably doesn't believe half the shit he says, because if you guys don't know, this man's dad, his father, the person that raised him for a long time, is the complete opposite of him. And we're not talking about like one of those, oh, I hate my dad, so I'm going to be like the complete opposite of. I would say Asmon has a pretty great relationship with his dad, right? I think we all can agree. Why would he be out here saying all this shit whenever his dad is like, son, that is absolutely retarded for you saying that. Why would you say that, right? I'm just saying here, boys, if you have a great relationship with your dad, right, you would actually seek their approval somewhat, right? You can be this macho man solo, but you would always want to seek your, father's approval, because unless you absolutely hate the man, you'll be like, hey, I do value what the person that raised me says. They obviously have wisdom, because if they didn't, then I would have cut them off years ago. But whenever the big conservative grift money comes through, he will say anything, boys. He will literally say anything. We have witnessed him say so much dog that he walks back, and then the next week he says again because he realized, oh damn, I didn't hit the 100K mark I wanted to hit today for my Twitch stream. Oh man, you know what? What is the clip? Where's the clip? Boys, give me a clip that I can react to so I can say something outlandish so I can hit my 100K donation mark. What's the clip? Right? I don't even believe half the shit he spews out. He believes, right? I'm pretty sure this man goes off a stream, throws up from the actual bullshit he says, and realizes this is for my family. He like wipes off the throw up. Oh my god, I can't believe I just said that. Okay. I understand. I'm grifting. All right. I'm grifting. All right. He has to like hype himself up before he goes on the stream to say the next bullshit, because he knows as soon as the mask slips again, right? Whenever the Palestine thing slipped, that man got so many hate threats from the people that were on his side for him saying, what I said was bad and wrong, and I shouldn't have said that. He got hate threats for that. The man realized, I have to pick a side. And right now, the side that is hateful is the side that pays me the most. So I'm gonna pick them. Something tells me whenever the tides change, and the tides will change, boys, we all know it does, because the pendulum only swings two directions. It's gonna go from far right being the best thing in social media to the far left. It's gonna come back to the far right. It does it every other presidential cycle, boys. He's gonna be swinging with it, all right? Whenever this man stops talking about hateful shit, and he goes over to, oh man, why are these guys being so mean? Games are so bad. Yo, boys, don't show me any of those trash games. We already know that some developers are just trash at making games. Let's talk about the good games, right? Whenever he starts doing that, boys, just say, the pendulum is swinging. The pendulum is swinging. Don't fall for the, oh, Asmongold's reformed. He's not reformed. He's swinging with the pendulum. It's called a grift. And you guys want to know the sad part about the full clip and the full context is Nick is the one that deserves that damn hate thread out of everyone here, because he asked Cinna for her opinion on Asmongold, making everyone else in OTK miserable with the things he says. And guess what? Cinna is the one getting dragged on the internet because of Nick. And the whole thing was clipped out of context. Nick was the one complaining about Asmongold. Literally, Cinna was sitting there just like, please, I don't want to do this, Nick. Please don't do this. And Nick asked her for her opinion on why Asmongold is affecting them, and she's like, here's my opinion on why he's affecting you. He's saying weird shit on the internet, and he has a very weird loyal audience that will do anything to protect him in his ego, and you guys are getting the brunt of it, because guess what? Whenever he doesn't give a shit, that doesn't mean you don't give a shit, right? Like, we all know Nick would never live in a house full of cockroaches and rats and stuff, right? We know Cinna would never do that. We know, well, actually, I don't know, maybe Miskiff would, right? But we know a lot of them live a healthier, better lifestyle than Asmongold, right? These people care about things that Asmongold doesn't care about. Obviously, if Asmongold is out here doing things that negatively affect you and your brand, I don't know, cut him off. I don't know what else to say, Nick. If you're getting hate threats because you're associating yourself with a person that everyone thinks is a racist, bigoted, homophobe that has never touched a woman in his life, I don't know. Maybe don't be friends with them. Maybe don't be tied to them, you know, brand-wise. I don't know. Just saying, if I was getting negatively affected by a friend that is saying things I don't agree with at all, I don't know. Maybe I would cut him off. A lot of people would be like, oh, no, that's not a good friend. You got to be a good friend to him. It's like, no. If he's saying shit I don't believe in, I'm gonna cut him off. We all can agree with that. Just like how the same people that would be like, well, you can't cut off Asmongold, if they had a friend saying, yo, I'm gonna be honest here, Assassin's Creed Shadows was good, they will cut them off in a heartbeat. They will unfriend them, block them on Discord, Skype, whatever, a TeamSpeak, and they would be disgusted in them, right? They'll be talking shit about them to the end of time. The same people that will give Asmongold grace will never give Nick and Cinna grace, right? They were literally dragging Nick and Cinna for having a conversation about someone that is negatively affecting them. None of these people are trying to see Nick and Cinna's perspective on this. Nick and Cinna's perspective is, we are getting hate threats for associating ourselves with someone that is talking about radical political things and having a very niche audience that is not aligned with us politically or brand wise. We are being negatively affected by him. We understand that he is our friend when we don't want to cut him off, and every time we try to talk to him about it and he says he doesn't give a fuck, we should listen to him and realize whenever he says he doesn't give a fuck, he means he doesn't give a fuck about us, his friends. He doesn't care. And he goes over it in another clip. I don't know if I can play the clip or not. I'm pretty sure there's copyrighted music in the background. But he basically says he didn't watch the clip. He doesn't give a shit about them or the clip, right? He doesn't care about anyone's perspective other than his. He'll listen to you if you have actual legitimate criticism. He won't take it into effect is basically what he's saying, because he doesn't give a shit. He has 2 channels doing over 100 million views, and you can tell that the only reason why he's saying the things he is saying is because it's working as a legitimate vehicle for him to continue growing his fame and wealth. And again, I'm gonna be honest here, I don't know if this is even Asmongold's fault at this point, right? The man is so consumed by everything he consumes on the internet to where he's basically becoming what he probably hated at one point. At one point, he probably hated these kind of people, but obviously whenever they started hearing him talk about video games, they were like, all right, what's your political perspective? And he would say one, they'd be like, we don't like that one. And then he would say the other, and they would, oh yeah, Asmon, you said the right one this time, right? Because we saw with the Palestine thing, whenever he was talking about how they're lesser beings and stuff and how they deserve to get bombed, he legitimately got a lot of praise for it and also a lot of hate. And then he decided whenever he got banned, well, I don't actually hate Palestinians. I don't hate them as a people. I also like streaming on Twitch. I'm gonna just go ahead and say I was wrong. I talked to my dad. My dad was also telling me how wrong I was for saying that and how it can affect people negatively. And he got hate threats for that. He got hate threats for being human and saying he was wrong for calling other cultures lesser than his. And you want to know the sad part about that? The people that were probably telling Asmongold that he was wrong for saying that he was, you know, in the wrong during that whole situation probably don't give a fuck about Israel. They probably really hate Jews, which is the sad part. They probably don't give a fuck about that whole entire situation. They were just like, hey man, brown person bad. All right, even though I hate Jews, brown person even badder. But yeah, boys, I already know how this is gonna go down whenever I upload this video. And Asmongold viewers gonna report this for, you know, racism because of something I said, because they did this last time. Just so you know, Asmongold's community are extremely toxic. They literally tried to get me banned last time. Except for YouTube was like, oh, we see that people were falsely reporting you. We're gonna put your video back up. And they put my video back up. Didn't even affect the views at all. The views did really great on that video, just letting you know. Yeah, they wasted their time because they have nothing else to do with their lives. They're gonna try to get this video banned because they don't like opposite opinions from theirs. And the video is gonna come back on. They're gonna complain in the comments down below, even though I'm 100% right. All right, you can't sway me. You can't do any of that because I can see the perspectives that Asmongold is seeing right now. He's making a shit ton of money off of you dumbasses. All right, I'm gonna be honest here. If I was in, you know, the person that I am today, if I could easily just grift, I probably would. I'm not even gonna lie. If I could get 15, 20K viewers saying I hate X, Y, and Z, I probably would. But I know at the end of the day, as soon as I get off the stream, I'm like, oh my god, I hate my audience. fans. I hate them so much. But yeah, as soon as I get back on, boys, new thing that we hate just came out. All right, the new DLC that we hate just came out. We just downloaded the new hate DLC. Something that we never heard of, we now hate it. Just like how everyone's perspective on pirate software got switched up, and oh my god, that boy is in some trouble right now. All right, click this video right here to find out what the hell happened to this man. But other than that, over like, subscribe, comment down below. If you made it this far, yo, comment a stop sign. All right, because Asmongold need to shut the fuck up. But other than that, I'll see you all tomorrow.